Have you ever walked through a city and felt unwelcome, like the very benches were telling you to move along? You might have encountered hostile architecture. It's a design trend sweeping across cities, with New York City being no exception. It's all about using urban design to control behavior, often targeting those who use public spaces the most. Think spikes on ledges, uncomfortable benches, and oddly placed armrests. These features may seem harmless, even aesthetically pleasing, but they carry a hidden message: keep moving, nothing to see here. But who are these designs really targeting? While proponents argue they increase safety and prevent loitering, the reality is more complex. Hostile architecture disproportionately affects vulnerable populations: the homeless, the elderly, and those with disabilities. These groups often rely on public spaces for rest, socialization, and even shelter. By making these spaces unwelcoming, we're essentially pushing these individuals to the margins of society. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about social justice. We need to ask ourselves, what kind of city are we building? Are we prioritizing the comfort of some at the expense of the basic needs of others? The answer increasingly seems to be yes, and that's a problem. New York City, a metropolis celebrated for its diversity and vibrancy, is also becoming a stark example of hostile architecture. Across the 5 boroughs, from the heart of Manhattan to the outer reaches of Queens, these unfriendly designs are appearing with increasing frequency. Take a stroll through a revitalized park, and you might find benches designed to prevent sleeping. Visit a newly renovated subway station, and you might encounter metal bars strategically placed to deter loitering. The reasons behind this architectural trend are complex and often unspoken. Some argue that hostile architecture is a response to concerns about homelessness and public safety. By discouraging loitering and sleeping in public spaces, the thinking goes, the city can project an image of order and cleanliness. Others point to the role of private businesses and property owners, who may see hostile architecture as a way to protect their investments and deter undesirable behavior. Whatever the reasons, the impact is undeniable. Hostile architecture sends a clear message. Certain people are not welcome in public spaces. It's a subtle form of social control, one that reinforces existing inequalities and pushes vulnerable populations further to the fringes. While proponents of hostile architecture argue its necessity for maintaining order and cleanliness, the human cost of these designs is undeniable. Imagine being an elderly person who needs to rest after a long walk, only to find that all the benches are designed to be uncomfortable. Or picture being a homeless individual seeking a moment of respite from the elements, only to be met with spikes and bars at every turn. The impact of hostile architecture is particularly acute for individuals experiencing homelessness. Already facing immense challenges, they are denied even the most basic comforts of public space. Forced to constantly move, they are denied the opportunity to rest, recharge, and seek help. This constant displacement takes a toll, both physically and mentally. But it's not just the homeless population that suffers. The elderly, often with limited mobility, find themselves excluded from public spaces designed for younger, more able-bodied individuals. Parents with strollers struggle to navigate sidewalks obstructed by bollards and planters. These designs, while seemingly innocuous, create a city that is less accessible and less welcoming for everyone. The proliferation of hostile architecture reflects a failure of imagination and empathy. Instead of addressing the root causes of homelessness, poverty, and social exclusion, we're resorting to band-aid solutions that dehumanize those in need. But there is another way. Imagine a city where public spaces are designed for everyone, where benches are comfortable and accessible, where public restrooms are readily available, and where there are adequate shelters and affordable housing options. This is not a utopian dream, it's an achievable goal. We can start by shifting our mindset from one of exclusion to one of inclusion. Instead of viewing public spaces as potential threats, we can design them to foster community and belonging. We can invest in public amenities like benches with backrests, shaded seating areas, and accessible restrooms. But true change requires more than just redesigning benches. We need to address the systemic issues that contribute to homelessness and social exclusion. This means investing in affordable housing, expanding access to healthcare, and providing support services for those in need. The future of our cities depends on our willingness to create spaces that are welcoming and accessible to all. Let's choose compassion over concrete, and build a city that works for everyone. Thank you for watching until the end. Please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Talk of the Streets for the latest trending news. Now beat it!